and Tangela too, and our host, Vincent Van Dahl, and he brings it to ya! Creature features, and all creatures, and all creatures! And the creature gonna get you tonight. You better not turn out your bedroom light. He'll grab your head and give it such a bite. You may even die, just from a fright. You ain't nothing gonna be, baby. You ain't nothing gonna be alright. 'Cause the creature gonna get you, baby. Gonna get you tonight.
Imagine, if you will, if one were to take Lloyd Bridges from Aeroplane, Cloris Leachman and Ed Asner from The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Anne Francis from Forbidden Planet, Donna Mills from Knots Landing, and Robert Reed from The Brady Bunch, and brought them all together to create a made-for-the-telly horror film.
I imagine it would be appalling.
Thank you, Livingston, for your open-minded and carefully considered viewpoint.
You are quite welcome.
Welcome to Creature Features. I am your host, Vincent. You've already met the grumbling, morose bloke on this side. And behind us, strapped to a chair, would be our efficient, though woefully gullible handyman, Andrew, who is involuntarily receiving a discount makeover, provided lovingly by the lass with a sizable deficit in cosmetic application skills, the lovely Miss Tangela.
Might I suggest you send her off to a Academy of Cosmetics?
To what?
Beauty school.
We tried that one. She was expelled within hours of her first day. Back to the movie. Tonight we'll be screening Haunts of the Very Rich from 1972, a fabulously horrible movie which perfectly embodies the phrase, a hellish vacation, despite the saccharine cast and the TV movie structure that plays off like a bottle episode of The Love Boat. This is actually a rather interesting story which many of you might find somewhat disturbing.
No more disturbing than your long-winded introduction.
Oh, Livingston, do shut up. We all very well know that you take great pleasure in proofreading and editing my scribes to remove sentence fragments and hanging modifiers and superfluous commas and dangling participles.
Granted.
Indeed. Guest-wise, there will be no guest tonight, just us. So please, just deal with it. And may God have mercy on your poor souls. And don't go away, because it's going to be another night of leisure travel fright right here on Creature Features.
No!
Stay tuned.
Portions of Creature Features are brought to you by the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Explore the mystery at winchestermysteryhouse.com.
Welcome back to Creature Features. You know, I need to write a song I can sing when we return.
Please don't.
No, it would be nice. It would be rather musical. I'll write it on actual paper with the lines.
You did give up this profession, you know.
It's true. He's right, you know.
There's a reason.
No, there's a good reason, but it's not anything that you would say. Welcome back to the show. We're so glad you joined us. It's going to be a fun one tonight. You know why? Because we're going to watch Haunts of the Very Rich. Now, if you've never seen this film, and you probably have not, you're in for a treat because it's different, right?
Quite.
It's quite different. And there's a bloke in this film that looks just like him. So see if you could spot him, because
Not quite as good as me.
no. Well, he's like, you know, the Fantasy Island character. You know, who was it that played that?
Ricardo Montalban.
Ricardo Montalban. Is he still around? We should get him on the show.
I believe so.
Oh, it'd be nice. He'd be good. And then he also played Khan as well.
Star Trek.
The Wrath of Khan. Right. So anyways, Tangela is in our guest chair tonight because we have no guest. You know why? I don't. So if you do know why, write to us and let me know. But no guest tonight, but that means more time for a movie, more time for this one, and hopefully less of me. So let's start our film, Haunts of the Very Rich, and when we come back, we're going to do something interesting, right?
I hope so.
Of course. All right, see you soon.
No, see, really, I should have an astrologer do it because I'm right on the cusp. So I think I'm a Scorpio. I'm not sure.
Scorpio?
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
that means we're going to have an affair.
Why? What sign are you?
I don't know. But I think it's a very good idea, don't you?
Well, except that I'm a happily married woman.
Oh, well, I won't tell anybody if you don't. Hey, you're the one who started this whole thing. What sign would you say I am?
Leo the politician or Gemini the liar.
Is there a difference?
A dry martini on the rocks, Frank, a double olive, a glass of cocktail sherry, and a vodka daiquiri. Nothing to be alarmed about. It's just a little turbulence. Are you all right?
Well, I'll feel better, I think, when we've landed. Wherever that is.
I can get you something to settle your stomach.
Well, I don't think it's my stomach. It's more in the area of my soul.
Well, let me know if you need anything. I think the turbulence is behind us now.
Do you know anything about the Cuivele Indians?
Only what it says in the brochure.
Yes, but they're not mentioned in any of the anthropology books.
Well, if they're in the brochure, then you'll find them. Another round?
Yeah, just don't stop, huh? How about you girls, huh? Ready? Sure you are. There you are. Oh, just look at that smile. Tell me something. How can a beautiful creature like you take pleasure in keeping all these nice people's destination a secret from them?
Secrets are fun. Don't you think secrets are fun?
Telling them is even more fun.
Are you going to tell us yours?
Okay. If you're game, I am. Which one would you like to hear first?
How about the one about your wife?
Where did you get an idea like that?
See? Keeping them is even more fun.
Excuse me, could you tell me, is that Johnny Delmonico singing?
It sounds like him.
It's weird. On our way to the airport, we heard he died.
Yeah, and I've never heard this song before.
How long before we land?
How long have you two been married? 3 or 4 hours?
No, 4 hours and 20 minutes. Is it that obvious?
Well, you're the only people on board who haven't asked me where we're going, only how soon we're going to get there. Mr. Hunziker, welcome back to the world. Can I get you a drink? And I have some hot hors d'oeuvres coming up.
Yeah, sure. Bourbon on the rocks. What did we do, run into some bad weather while I was sacked out?
No, we've had a very smooth flight so far.
But we should have been in Dallas a half hour ago.
Dallas. I don't think you're awake yet, Mr. Hunziker. This is a special charter flight to the Portals of Eden.
Portals of Eden?
Mm-hmm.
What Portals of Eden? What are you talking about? Is this some kind of joke? I'm supposed to be on Flight 17 to Dallas.
You must have your dates mixed up, Mr. Hunziker. I have you right here on the passenger list. Mr. Albert A. Hunziker, Space Age Trucking Company of the Bronx.
I never made that reservation.
No, space was reserved by Mr. Herman Pratt. Do you know Herman Pratt?
Oh, sure, he's my partner, the jerk. Where are we, anyway? They got it painted. What's going on here?
Hey, friend. Friend, that's just a sample of how this outfit operates. They thought of everything. Why, they won't even tell us where the place is, where we're going. I mean, what country it's in. Personally, I think it's a fabulous idea. Keeps the tourists away, for one thing.
What place?
The Portals of Eden.
Look, we gotta turn this aircraft around. I stand to lose a fortune.
Hey, it's not the end of the world. Besides, this could be a ball, boy.
Man, I don't need fun and games. Give me that bourbon now. This place is such a big secret, then how'd you find out about it?
Brochure. Just came in the mail one day.
Oh, come on. Somebody's got to know where this place is. There are ways of finding out.
I can make an educated guess. Somewhere in Central America.
No. No, it's got to be the Caribbean. Look at the photos in there. You name it, they got it. Golf, tennis.
I didn't see any pictures like that. It's mainly a sort of health resort, isn't it? Hot baths, massages.
No. No, they've got sports fishing.
No, there was nothing in my brochure about
No.
sports fishing.
May I? Gourmet dining room. Spectacular recreational facilities, exciting new friendships.
May I see that, please?
I'll just have to call the people in Texas and postpone that meeting until tomorrow.
Nothing about beauty treatments in here.
Now, what in the world would you girls need beauty treatments for?
Spoken like a true Gemini.
Everyone, would you kindly be seated, please? We're about to land at the portals of Eden.
It can't be the Caribbean. It's too soon for the Caribbean.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's too soon for Central America, too.
It's fine by me, kid. The closer we are to Texas, the better I like it.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a wonderful
Thank
time.
you. We're so excited.
Bye-bye. Enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.
Oh, hey.
Bye-bye.
Look at that.
I should have brought my camera.
Sure have themselves a spot. Sensational.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Seacrest. I am your host here at the Portals of Eden. I trust you all had a very smooth flight. Anything you need during your stay here, anything at all, come to me. Our aim here is to provide a unique recreative experience at all times. If you'll all follow me, the luggage will follow you.
There's something you can do for me. You can get me on a flight out of here.
I'm afraid that nothing can be done until tomorrow, when we're expecting another group in. I hope that's all right.
It's not all right, but it seems like I don't have much of a choice.
I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah.
I wish my husband could see this.
Central America, it's gotta be. These volcanoes and this jungle.
No. The best bet still seems like the Caribbean. It just feels like the Caribbean.
You want to put some money on it?
Sure. $100?
Make it two. You can always write home to the old man, right?
I don't have to do that.
Lyle is very independent.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. I can see that. There goes our taxi.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the Portals of Eden.
Portions of this program are brought to you by Micromat, making products that keep your Macintosh running at its best.
Welcome back to Creature Features. If you're just joining us, we are watching a film called Haunts of the Very Rich from 1972. Now, you know, an interesting thing about this film, Mr. Livingston, is that it starts with people who are on a trip that they have no idea where they're going. It's happened to me once, but it was only because I was intoxicated when I purchased my ticket. You know, I don't drink like the way I used to back in the rock and roll days.
Oh dear.
I would take trips to places that, you know, it's like I'd wake up the next day in like Dubai. I'd be like, how did I get to Dubai?
And I would have to fetch you.
Well, you know, that was the thing. I would escape him. So anyways, how you doing, Tenjada? You know, her last bubble machine was broken, so I think she's found a functional one and now she's happy. In any case, so the movie so far, we're flying on the plane and we've got Ed Asner on there. You know, he's been in lots of things.
I imagine.
No, mostly TV shows, but he's done lots of stuff. He was on Mary Tyler Moore, same with Cloris Leachman. I like that show. And I think Tangela likes that show as well, right? Mary Tyler Moore? You liked it better when she was on Dick Van Dyke, did you not? Yeah. No, she likes Dick Van Dyke. I don't know why. And we can't get him to come on the show. You know, I don't think he does shows anymore. He's an old man.
Well,
he's almost as old as Livingston.
Not quite.
Not quite? All right. Well, in any case, let's get back to this movie, and when we come back, we'll hopefully have something interesting, right? Maybe some letters?
Perhaps.
We'll do some letters. All right. You guys stick around. Don't go away. Bye.
Come in, everyone. Would you please sign the guest book?
I can't get over it.
Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, sir.
The book is empty. There are no names in it.
Yes, you are our first guests of the new season. You'll have the whole place to yourselves until tomorrow when we're expecting another group.
Say, listen, fella, where's the telephone?
The telephones are to your right through the arch. These boys understand some English, but speak none. We found that everything runs more smoothly that way. And now, of course, I know you'd all like to see your rooms.
Excuse me. The Quivela Indians, are they, well, would I need a guide?
About a day's journey, Reverend. I'll arrange for a guide. I should think you'd be able to set out tomorrow morning.
Oh, thank you.
Always my pleasure.
My God, look at this place.
Wow, that's so beautiful.
magic lady I came to see. Do with me what you will.
What's so hot about this place? I could be in Schenectady for crying out loud.
We try to tailor our accommodations to the needs and pleasures of our guests. Mr. Woodruff plans to stay here and indulge himself. Mrs. Larrier wants to rest. The Reverend Fellows wishes to research more exotic religions than his own. Your need is to leave. This is a room for a man on the move, a stopover on the way to more important places.
You better believe it.
This is heaven.
What's that? What are you doing? Just a little tickle. I'll give you one. All right, I will. Oh.
Touch it. Here, get a forked stick, rich boy.
Please, everyone, it's all right. There is no cause for alarm. The species is absolutely harmless. Calm yourselves. Everything will be better if you avoid antagonizing it.
See?
Honey? Honey, come on out now. It's all right. The snake's gone. Honey, everything's all right. Come on out. It's all right.
Oh. I know it's silly, but snakes are
I'm terribly sorry. This is most regrettable. Completely non-poisonous. But I know what a shock it must have been. We see them from time to time on the grounds, but never has one actually entered the hotel. It must have got in through the plumbing somehow. I assure you, it won't happen again.
Well, I suppose every Eden has its serpent.
Boy, you kids today, you sure got it licked.
Yeah? How's that?
Now look at you, not a care in the world. Here you're all dolled up, dancing your heads off. You don't even know where you're at.
We're on our honeymoon. That's where we're at. What'd you do on yours?
What did I do on my...
Yeah.
What do you say, Woody?
Oh, yeah, lovely evening, huh?
Yeah.
Well, this is the night, huh? Mind if I join you?
Oh, sure. I was just writing a card to my husband.
Oh? You tell him about the little excitement we had this afternoon?
Oh, no, I wouldn't mention the snake. He's worried enough about me as it is.
What's he to be afraid of? You're a big girl.
Well, if I were a self-pitying sort of person. I guess you might say I had some kind of a nervous breakdown.
Certainly doesn't show.
I was just tired, that's all. I just needed a rest from the children. You know, running a home, the carpools, PTA meetings. As soon as Alan saw what was happening, he arranged this vacation. It's much more than we can afford, God bless him, but he'll be joining me in a couple of weeks. Then I won't feel so guilty.
What about the kids? Are they coming too?
No. No, my sister Jeanette is going to take care of them. She's there right now, helping out. Now, Alan and I decided we would be very selfish. We'd take a second honeymoon all to ourselves. Jeanette's going to redo the apartment while I'm gone. She's a fantastic interior decorator. The children just adore her. So everything's going to work out just fine.
Oh, that's great. That's just great. Listen, I'll let you finish that card. I didn't recognize. You look fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Feels heavy somehow. Afraid it'll all crack open if I smile too much.
Join me for dinner? I can't get over this. Fantastic. How about a drink?
Portions of Creature Features are brought to you by the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Explore the mystery at winchestermysteryhouse.com.
Welcome back to the show. We will get back to Haunts of the Very Rich soon, but right now we're going to get to Haunts of the Postal Box, right? Mail. He does not like the mail segment. He has to hold paper and pass it to me, and it's so strenuous.
Indeed.
Is it not? All right, what do you got for me, Mr. Livingston?
And a letter from Oakland, it would appear.
Oakland, California.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is typed on a real typewriter, and my goodness.
The end is over.
Oh, all right. And this is, oh, how nice. So there's a little Christmas sketch of some kind. And the letter is from, Ted Oakman. You know, Ted Oakman sends us like 20 pieces of mail a week. No, he does.
It's his hobby.
Well, you know, Ted needs a hobby. Not this. This can't be his hobby. All right. He goes, to the happy gang of Creature Features. It was 40 years ago, June 1980, when the 14-year-old teenager encountered the UFO in Oakville. Oh, not this story again. Oh, come on, Ted. You need to write us something new. Something different. Okay, here we go. 9 times and was told by the alien to watch John Stanley's Creature Features on Channel 2. Since summer of June 1980, the alien is still there in Oakville eating pizza and watching your show. P.S. Whatever happened to John Stanley's daughter? What have we've met her, John Stanley's daughter. She's fine, right?
Yes.
She's fine. Thanks for writing, Ted, and thank you for the art. Send us more art and less stories about this Oakville ghost creature thing.
Alien.
He needs a hobby, and he could be a good artist. He could be an accomplished artist, right? All right, what do we got next?
Email.
Email looks like paper. All right, it's got a picture of, who is this? Peter Graves. You know Peter Graves, right? She knows everything about graves, so I figure she knows somebody named Peter Graves.
Oh.
All right, this is from Jeff Ruiz, an 11-year-old grandson, Stephen, And they say, just wanted to commend you on your movie pick with Peter Graves. That was one of the best movies I have seen in a while. I always record your timeless show. I wish everyone would, just to help you survive. We are so fortunate to have you pick up the banner of Creature Features. For us, the 1970s viewers, being able to see your show again makes us feel not quite as old as we are. Cheers, Vincent, Tangella, and always funny Livingston. From the class of 1971, Sunnyvale High School Jets. Sunnyvale, class of 1971. You're an old guy, sir, but that's cool, because you would definitely have remembered the original Creature. He probably saw the very first broadcast of Creature Features. Oh, I never saw it. Thanks for writing.
Another email.
Another email. We're doing lots of mail tonight, right? Because we have no guests to chat with. That's what we do. When we don't have a guest, we do more mail. It's rather efficient, right? When we get behind on the mail, we should just like throw the guest out. All right. This is from James Dell. I wonder if he's the bloke who owns the computer company.
I doubt it.
Could he be the farmer in the Dell? All right. Let's read this note. Subject, the show. Look forward to watching your show every week with my wife and my little bat dog. Oh, you should have sent a photo of your bat dog. She would have loved it. She wants a bat dog. She's just got a fluffy one right now. So a bat dog would be a nice addition. Thanks for writing, James.
Here's an envelope.
Oh, my goodness. All right. It's got made by a 10-year-old Melanie Page. You know, I think we heard from your sister recently. She did this on the back. And, oh, look, she put boo and other things. You know, I think this letter's for you. This is from Mel Page in Merritt, BC. That's British Columbia.
Yes.
I love British Columbia. And she sent us all kinds of art. Let's see what we got here. All right. Canada. I enjoy Canada. All right. 2 Tangella from Melanie. Hey, guys, this is 2 Tangella, so don't read this. But if it's okay, if you guys do, she can't talk, right? No, she can talk. She just doesn't want to. Meow, boo, ah. This is amazing artwork. Look, this is for you. All right. Here's a picture of a cat in some kind of bed. I like this. And then here's a picture of another cat. I think she's an expert at drawing cats. And she's 10 years old, and she's this talented. This is amazing. All right, here's another one. And then here's one with some type of creature with large teeth. I think it might be a rabbit. I'm not sure. And then what's this? A purple. Oh, this one's rather heinous. Something going on here. All right, that's good. This must be a bat, maybe, I think, on black and white. And then here is a thing that says Jen. Who's Jen? Well, you know, she's a child. She has an imagination. All right, well, thank you so much, Mel, for sending us this wonderful, she loves your photos, this wonderful collection of art. And I hope everything is wonderful in Merritt, British Columbia. Oh, a box.
A box.
I love boxes.
Box
wonderful.
with a smile on it.
A box with a smile addressed to Lord Van Dahl, Mr. Livingston, and Andrew. Andrew doesn't get gifts too often, so this could be a treat, right? Don't you think so, Andrew? Oh, he's mumbling. All right, what do we got? Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. Who's this from? I can't tell who this is from. Oh, here we go. David Kellum again. David, you need to stop sending us things. You're going to go broke. You know, I'm rich. I've got money. I don't need to take all of yours with these gifts, but we do appreciate your generosity. All right, a book on butlers for Mr. Livingston, obviously. Rock This Oktoberfest. This has got to be for me. And this handyman book is for Andrew. Why don't you go run that over to him? No, run him his book. Bring it to him. And then, oh, there is something for Tangella. Hurry back, Tangella. She just popped him over the head with his own book. Dave, see? You've caused injury to Andrew. Unintentionally, I'm sure. And this beautiful calendar is for you, love. All right, David, just send us your love next time. Thank you so much for the gifts, however. That it?
That's it.
That is it for mail. If you would like to send us email, send it to the address you see down here. If you'd like to send something in the post and you're not David Kellum, send it to the address you see down here. We'll be right back after the next break, but first let's get back to Haunts of the Very Rich.
How about that, huh?
Something positively unreal about this place.
Yes, I know what you mean. There is something unsettling about actually getting what you've always wanted. Oh, don't do that. You mustn't do that. So many people are afraid of closeness. But here we're free.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I am afraid of closeness. And I wish you'd stop lying to me.
How am I lying?
You don't mean closeness, you mean contact.
No. I mean closeness.
How could you? You're married.
What makes you? Oh. You mean the stewardess play? Well, I was married, but I'm not now. I'm divorced.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I didn't think about that.
You see?
Really?
Cross my heart.
I guess you can see how glad I am that you're not married. I did something wrong. I did something wrong, didn't I?
I'm not divorced. My wife won't let me go. She loves me, she says. She loves me. She needs me. She can't live without me. Every time I try to leave her, she either gets sick or tries to kill herself. There's nothing that woman won't do. Nothing. She has no pride. None. None at all. She's even called me up at another woman's apartment and begged me to come home. She loves me. She forgives me. Sick of it. And of course, I always feel guilty for what I've done, for causing so much pain, causing her so much misery, anxiety, and for not loving her the way she loves me. I try to make it up to her, but, well, that's the way it goes. That's the way she holds me. The only way she knows how. Through tears, illnesses, medicines, even minor surgery. Oh, it's a pity. For her as well as for me, she had a lot going for her once, but she threw it all away. Now she just exists. I hardly ever see her out of her bathrobe anymore. That's why I came here. A place nobody knows about. It's the only way I could get away from her. What are you smiling at?
You don't know how much like your wife I'd be.
Like Rita? No, we're not all like her.
If I got involved with you, I'd get clutchy. I'd hang on because I'd be so afraid you'd run away. And then the next thing I'd know, you'd be running away.
Are you getting involved?
Darling, please don't think I'm crazy, but would you check it?
What? Oh. Not even an angle.
Thank you. He sounds bad.
These tropical storms at this time of year are not unusual, although the one last night was of more than ordinary ferocity. The electricity, as I'm sure you've noticed, is gone. I apologize for the failure of our air conditioning, but it can't be helped. I'm afraid our generator was struck by lightning and...
What about that plane that was coming in today?
I'm afraid there is nowhere for it to land. The landing strip has been rendered inoperable. There are trenches all across it, some of them 6 feet deep.
Well, will the telephone service be restored? I gotta call my people in Texas.
It's difficult to say. For the moment, we are isolated.
Well, what about a road? There's gotta be a road.
No, there is none out of the valley. That would have made the portals of Eden too accessible to the outside world. Everything here was flown in. Please, there is no cause for alarm. Although our refrigeration is electric, the food will keep another day. And the liquor supply is more than adequate, if you don't mind a warm drink.
What about water?
There is enough in our roof tank to last 2 days, I estimate, provided we use it for drinking only. I'm sorry. Hopefully help will have arrived by then.
Well, if you can't arrange things any better than this, you have no right asking the kind of money you do.
Of course. Your money will be refunded if that's what you wish.
What is that smell?
What is that?
Fish, electrocuted by lightning.
That's all I need. No telephones. No air conditioning, no electricity. And now all this contaminated water.
This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Welcome back to Creature Features. We're watching Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Lots of romance going on Fantasy Island.
Indeed.
Well, it's a good thing, right?
Romance is always a good thing.
You know, we show all these horror films and there's never enough romance in them, right?
But there are today.
Right. You know, I think Dracula was a rather loving soul, don't you? No, he liked to kiss women on the neck.
I don't think it was kissing.
He has no imagination. Andrew, you got a nice book there.
Yes.
Very
Thank you, Dave. And thank you for not making it a hardcover.
Yeah.
That would have hurt.
Tangela delivered that to Andrew over his head. Must have been painful. But you know, I like the makeup job she did on you. You should do that more often. You know, but you should tell her to do something more like this. No?
I think he needs more rouge.
No, he looks like a leprechaun. No, it's
I'm
nice.
going to an audition for Lucky Charms.
Right. You should go for Lucky Charms because they're magically delicious. They are. All right, so what's new, Andrew? How are things in the world of handyman services?
Good.
That's it. Good.
Well, I just got the Kaiser bill, though. Just
give that to him. I don't even want to see it.
I'll look at it later.
And definitely show it to this one. She's a brat. She's a dangerous brat. You know, well, you know, in her defense, though, she would not be as mean to you if you did not tease her continuously.
When do I tease her?
You're always teasing her. We have clips of you bothering her. She's trying to read a book and you...
Have you seen what she does to me?
Well, right, but she says she only does it because you tease her. So, you know, it seems like we've got a catch-22 situation here where it's...
It's her way of showing affection.
No, well, you know, part of your job is to be like the United Nations, Livingston. You're supposed to, like, negotiate.
If you only knew.
Well, you know, I cannot run this household alone, so... you know, you're older than her. You should know better, right? And, you know, there's enough things to be fixed around here where you should be quite occupied. Assuming she doesn't push you off the ladder. No, that was fun, though. You know, I saw it. It was rather humorous because luckily you landed someplace soft. You know, if you would have landed on the pavement, it would have not been nice. All right, this is what I have to contend with. I'm sorry for arguing with the staff in front of you, but, you know, life in a mansion, a haunted mansion of all things, is not as easy peasy as it appears. All right, well, what do you say we get back to this film? You like this movie?
I like this movie.
It's a good movie. All right, off we go. Back to Haunts of the Very Rich. Don't you dare go away, because I'm stuck here.
Sorry, sir. This area is restricted to employees only.
Oh, come on, man. This isn't just another day at Happy Acres. We got to get out of here.
Well, what is it you're looking for, Mr. Hunsicker? Perhaps I can help.
I don't know. Something. Anything. Something to attract attention. When I see it, I'll know. What's in there?
It's just a storeroom.
Let's take a look.
There is nothing there.
I'll be the judge of that, all right? Unlock it.
Sir, it's...
Unlock it or I'll break it down. What are you trying to pull, black man?
It's useless, Mr. Hunsicker.
Lightning struck the antenna and the insides are burned out. I saw no sense in fostering a false hope.
Who says it's false? I used to do this in the Navy. Maybe there's some spare parts lying around.
I had no idea. The set belonged to the previous manager. How does it look?
Can't tell yet. It'll take some time. Tell me something, Seacrest. How come you got no Caucasian help in this place?
Does it bother you?
Well, you know, usually at least a manager in a place like this.
There is no place like this, Mr. Hunziker.
Ellen? Ellen?
Let me in, Ellen. Sorry. You're gonna have to let me in. My medicine's in there.
David, what's the matter?
Touch of angina. Had a heart attack last month. No, it was just a mild one, that's all. Just a mild.
Let's see, why don't you say something? Are you all right?
Mm-hmm, sure. The pills don't take too long. Just a few minutes. Hey, you know something? You're pretty. No, you really are. You don't need that pudding all over your face.
David, are you sure you're okay?
Come here.
David, I know we're in an awful mess here, and I should be frightened, but I'm not. I'm happy. Maybe it has something to do with coming close to death.
I wasn't close to death. Just what they call a warning, that's all.
Well, I was. I was bitten by a dog, and turned out I was allergic to the rabies shots.
Oh, that could be serious.
Well, it was. Anyway, I think we appreciate what we have more when we come close to losing it.
In any case, I'm sure glad you didn't die.
So am I.
It's funny, though.
What is?
Well, on the trip down, I was talking with the Reverend John Fellows, and he told me that he almost died, almost drowned.
No kidding.
No, that's what he said. Somebody pulled him out the last minute. And as a result of what happened, he's been going through a whole sort of questioning of his faith.
Huh.
Well, what's the matter?
I was wondering where it happened. At the beach or what?
I don't know, he didn't say. Why?
Well, did you notice his luggage?
Beach bag?
Beach bag.
Hold on a second, will you?
Oh, please, do you have to stand so close? It's too hot.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm just trying to help the man.
I'm sorry. Is that all you can ever say? That's what you said when you ran the car into a telephone pole, too. I'm sorry.
Look, I almost killed us and 2 other people. What'd you expect me to do, recite limericks?
The trouble is, Lyle, you don't mean it. You just say it to get by.
Rich boy.
What's bothering you?
Dugan!
Yeah.
What?
Can I have that now, please?
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're not careful, what is bothering you.
All right, I'd like to know.
You want me to tell you right here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
We'll be taking a trip tomorrow morning. The Indian tribe I've been looking for is only a few miles from here.
You can't take that food. That food's for all of us.
I've already talked with Mr. Seacrest. I have his permission. He assures me help will be here very soon.
We're not certain of that.
Well, look in here, Mrs. Larry. I'm taking very little. It's no more than my share. This trip is very important to me.
Is he a bunch of Indians?
Quivele Indians have an ancient ceremony, Mrs. Larry.
capable of great mystical experience. And I am hoping to discover if my faith has any meaning.
And you think some savages can show you that?
Visions are visions. They will have theirs. I will have mine.
I just don't see how
Good
you can
news,
go black.
let's hope. Mr. Hunziker has the radio working.
Hold it now, will you?
Arlene's folks in Orlando. Just got back last night.
Wow.
This is WB2XZZ. It's an emergency transmission. Emergency. Mayday. Do you read me? Over.
You'll have to give me that one again, old buddy. I got some noise on this end.
Emergency transmission. Emergency. Call letters WB2XZZ. Mayday. Can you read me now? Over.
Yeah, we took the kids over there on Sunday. They had a ball. It's even bigger Disneyland, you know.
He didn't hear you.
Mayday! Mayday! We need help here. Can you read me? Over.
Oh, yeah, the car's running fine. It's the best investment I ever made. Look, old buddy, I can hardly hear. I got some chatter here now. It's jamming me pretty bad. I'll sign off for now.
SOS. This is an SOS call. We need help. Answer!
I said I got some kind of chatter here. I'll get back to you tomorrow night. This is KB6, XYZ, signing off.
Receiver's working fine. I'll have to check out the transmitter again.
Can you fix it?
All I can do is try.
I came here to get away from pressure. I'm not supposed to have any pressure.
Why don't I take you up to your room, Mrs. Larry?
No,
It's quiet.
I don't want to go to my room. It's like an oven in my room.
Well, I tell you what, let's have a little glass of wine. I think sometimes a little glass of wine settles you down.
No, I don't want a glass of wine, especially when I'm upset.
Annette, do you want to take a walk? Maybe a little walk will make you feel better.
I don't want anything. I just want to get out of here. I just want to go home to my husband and children.
I know.
We all want to get out of here, Annette.
Then why isn't somebody doing something? Why doesn't somebody do something?
She's obviously upset. Don't you have something to tranquilize her?
Don't. Please, don't talk behind my back. I won't stand for anybody talking behind my back.
Yes, of course.
Annette, I think my room's a little cooler. And I have some refreshing lotion that Miss Big gave me. It'll make you feel cooler, Annette. Come on. Come on. You'll feel better. Come on, honey.
I just want to go home.
I know. I know.
I just want to find my husband and my children.
Hey, this is Scotty Potty from Wilton, Iowa. Love the show. Picked it up on YouTube. Can't rant and rave enough about it. Thank you for what you're doing. I love Creature Feature. I love all the horror movies, even when they're terrible. You guys are great. Thank you and keep up the great work.
Welcome back to Creature Features. We don't have a guest tonight, do we? Well, I've got Andrew. He's almost a guest like. He seldom sits. He works too much. So on this movie, the Ed Asner character finds a radio that he has to fix. You think he's going to be able to fix it and communicate with the outside world?
Maybe he should borrow this.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. But I don't think he's going to fix it because things don't go well on this island, if you've noticed. In any case, you used to watch the original Wilkins show, right?
Yes.
Because you're a native to this area.
Correct.
Right. And did you know that on January 9th, it's going to be the 50th anniversary?
Half a century.
Half a century since the first Bob Wilkins show, which was Saturday, January 9th, 1971.
Oh, dear God, I am old.
So 2021... It's going to be a Saturday. We've got to do something special. We've got to come up with something.
I'll have a look.
We'll have a soiree.
Soiree,
No.
indeed.
We should invite everyone who's ever watched Creature Features to the mansion.
No.
And no, we'll get catering.
No.
No, it won't be difficult for you.
Oh, dear.
See, he spoils all the fun. It's not me, right? I try to invite you over, and he's going to spoil it. He's going to talk me out of it. But for now, I'm still convinced this is a good idea. So yeah, we should have a big party.
Wait a minute. That means I'll have to clean it up.
Well, you know, his first film was Horror at Party Beach. So perhaps we could just take everything down to the bay, the ocean.
That works.
Bay. Then maybe he'll agree to it this time. We'll see. We're going to work on this, right? It'll be fun. It'll be fun for me. It won't be fun for you.
It's January.
So what? It's California. It's like summertime in New York.
You can get those long swimsuits.
Right. No, the old-fashioned
stripe.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that plan. All right. Well, what do you say we get back to this film?
Sounds good.
All right. Off we go back to Haunts of the Very Rich. Don't go away. I've got something special coming up for you. Be back soon.
Well, so much for dinner. Guess we might as well dance.
Certainly don't see how that follows.
Come on, hon. It's not the end of the world.
What's this supposed to be?
It's a rumba. What do you think it is?
It's not a rumble, Lyle.
Well, it will be if you let me lead.
Darling, why don't you do it on the floor then instead of on my feet?
Another martini, please.
Give me a double bourbon, waiter. Oh, boy.
No luck, huh?
I can hear them. They can't hear me. If there's anything wrong with that transmitter, I can't find it. It just isn't sending.
This is a funny question to ask you, I know, but have you had any experience with death recently?
With death? My mother died 2 years ago, but I don't think
I mean you. You personally. You been sick, been in an accident, anything of that nature?
I'll tell you the truth. I've never been sick a day in my life. Honest to God. Not even a cold. Knock wood.
You sure? I mean, you haven't fainted or lost consciousness for some reason or other?
Well, I'm a sound sleeper, but I always wake up. What are you getting at?
Oh, just curious, that's all. Several people around here have had some pretty close calls recently.
Who's that?
Oh, yeah, that's quite a dish. She's on the staff. Miss Vick is her name, I think.
What's she doing in here? The help never sits in here.
Well, maybe she wants some action. Yeah, she's looking right at you.
You're looking at you. Looks like we're both wrong. One too many, huh?
She's dead.
We should just bury her and forget about it.
Secret says she has relatives here.
So do I. God knows when I'll see him again.
Over here.
I'm suing this place, did I tell you?
What for?
$2 million.
No, I mean on what grounds?
I don't know. I'll find something. My brother-in-law's a lawyer.
Why doesn't somebody clean up this mess? I know they'll come just as soon as they can. Here, I'll help. It's all right.
What's the problem?
Well, we've been waiting here over 20 minutes, and there's nobody in sight. No waiters, no nothing.
I'll go take a look.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm afraid I have some bad news. All the help has left during the night. There is no one left but the 8 of us here.
Gone? Where are they gonna go?
Almost certainly back to their own tribes. Although I'm certain now that Miss Vick's death was caused by a can of fruit that spoiled, still these people are ignorant and intensely superstitious. They probably interpreted Miss Vick's death as a bad omen.
Well, there sure is nothing good about it.
Well, it is upsetting, of course, but on the positive side, it does mean sharing the food supply among
What
few
food
of us.
supply? Huh? How do we know the rest of those cans aren't contaminated, too?
God, please, I can't stand anymore.
Well, there are some crackers and some dried fruit and some...
Hold it. Just hold it. There's something I don't understand about all this. You said you were expecting all those other guests this week. Well, why aren't the planes at least trying to land?
Possibly the plane was too damaged in the storm.
No, I've been watching. There hasn't been a sign of an aircraft. Nothing.
I'm telling you, there's something crazy about this whole thing. Sure, we're cut off. But for crying out loud, there are other people in the world.
I agree that the situation has escalated into something more serious than I had anticipated.
Yeah. No, he agrees.
I'm determined to go for help.
How?
There's a trail across the mountains.
You mean on foot?
I've done it before. It is a 4-day journey to the nearest city.
What city is that?
I'm sorry.
La Paz, right?
You know the rules, sir.
Hey, you were going to say La Paz, right?
That will be a matter of conjecture.
Oh, come on. Own up like a man.
I shall be back by Friday afternoon with food and supplies and some medicines and all...
Just come back with transportation out of here, that's all. Forget the food and medicine.
Sechrist, have you seen the Reverend Fellows today?
Yes, he left on his expedition early this morning.
Did you actually see him leave?
Yes, it was about 4:30 this morning.
Don't you ever sleep?
Under the circumstances, I felt it best that I should stay up and keep an eye out. I suggest, incidentally, that you make arrangements for someone to do the same when I'm gone.
I'm taking the first watch from 8 until 12. Who will volunteer for the next one? From 12 to 4. Well, come on now. Well, we've all got to lend a hand here.
Look, that's the only time it cools off enough around here to get any sleep.
Why don't you take it? Maybe I can get some sleep then.
Well, I don't see what you're complaining about. I'm the one that has to sleep on the couch.
Well, you snore, darling.
Oh, was that it?
For crying out loud. I'll take it. What's the matter with you two jokers, anyway?
Ask her. Go ahead. Tell him what's wrong. I'll tell him.
All right.
Now we need someone from 4 until 8.
I'll take it.
Good girl. Oh, Ellen, before we get on to the business of rationing water, maybe you ought to go up and look at Annette, see if she's all right, huh?
I'll be right back.
What about the water?
I checked the roof tank this afternoon. We've got less than a quarter of a tank.
Annette?
guests of the show stay at Hotel E on Courthouse Square in Santa Rosa. Portions of this program are brought to you by Micromat, making products that keep your Macintosh running at its best.
Welcome back to Creature Features. We are watching Haunts of the Very Rich. You know, I figured you would like this film more than you actually do.
It has moments.
He has moments. In any case, I've got this little thing I've been working on, and I figured since we're doing a movie about rich people, I would share it with you. This is going to be like a longer article I plan to publish one day. You'd be nice. But I'm thinking of calling this article, How to Deal with the Rich and Famous. Now, I have experience in this, how to deal with these people. There's some interesting facts you should know. So one day, if you ever have to deal with a rich person or a famous person, here's some tips that'll help you. I'm going to read from my draft of my article. All right, the first item is called, How do you do? Now, you've heard this term before, how do you do? And I'm going to teach you all about it. And it goes like this. A term one will often hear bandied about within high society occurs when two people meet for the first time. They will say, how do you do? You should understand that this is a statement. It is not a question. And the proper response to how do you do should always be, how do you do? Stated flatly and not raised at any point as if a question. The cultured class use this as an easy test to quickly spot the more unrefined people in a group. And they can be sure that the person who responds to, how do you do, with, I'm just fine, how are you, will likely use the wrong fork when the salad course is served. Right?
Wise words.
See? I'm trying to teach her some of this stuff too. She never went to finishing school. She's unfinished. All right, one more, and then we're going to leave it at that. So, complimenting an actor's talents. If you ever meet an actor like a famous movie star, don't compliment their acting skills. You knew this, right?
Indeed.
All right. So, complimenting an actor's talents. When meeting an actor, most people will compliment their acting skills, i.e., you're such a great actor. They hear this compliment from random people all the time, but it only carries real weight when they receive it from a director, producer, or casting agent. A better approach would be to say, I've really enjoyed your work, or your work has inspired me. Do you agree with that as well?
I agree.
Well, you know, this is quite a night. This is the first night we've agreed on two things at the same time. You're going to help me finish that article, right?
I will see what I can do for you.
Well, my next section is how to properly select cheese. He knows everything about fromage. All right, well, let's get back to Haunts of the Very Rich, and when we come back, we're going to hear some more from Tangella, right? I suppose not. See you soon.
I'm sorry to have made so much trouble. Oh, but I'm fine now, really. Sure. Mm-hmm. All I want to do is just rest.
I'll look in on you when I come off watch.
All right.
If you need anything, you know where I'll be.
Thank you.
Would you like for me to
No. I've had enough darkness for a while.
That's a good sign. Good night.
Good night.
Don't forget, rich boy, you owe me $200.
Oh, get off my back, will you?
Have you seen Ellen?
No, not lately. What's the
She
matter?
disappeared.
Want me to come with you?
Oh, you better stay here. Might be trouble.
Ellen! Ellen!
thank God, thank God. What are you doing out here?
I want to see where you put Miss Vick.
Why?
I want to prove something to myself.
Oh, sweetheart, we were wrong about everything. I talked to Hunsiker. He hasn't been sick a day in his life.
I know I'm right, Dave. Annette was dead, stone dead. Nobody could live and lose that much blood.
But she did.
No, she didn't. She couldn't. She was already dead. Just like the rest of us.
All right. If we're dead, where are we?
I'd say hell.
I'd call it heaven.
We're the only ones that say so. Dave, something's gotta go wrong. It's our turn.
What's Miss Vick got to do with this anyway?
I don't think she died. How could there be death in hell?
All right. Let's go take a look. Time for Ellen's watch?
They broke in. They got all the food.
Who?
The Indians. There must have been.
Did you see them?
No, I never saw a thing. I don't know how they pulled it off, but the food is all gone, man.
All of it?
All the decent stuff. All that's left is canned food.
A can of these killed Miss Vick?
Don't be a fool, Woodruff.
Crazy. The man's crazy, I swear.
Miss Vick didn't die.
Oh, come off it, Woodruff. We carried the body out ourselves.
That's right. And it's gone, Al. The body is gone. It's not there. Ellen and I weren't going to say anything because, well, for one thing, it sounds pretty bizarre. But now that the rest of the food is gone, I think you should know that it's okay to eat the canned goods. As a matter of fact, it doesn't make any difference whether you do or not. Every one of us in this room is dead already.
Now I've heard everything.
Woody, old boy, I think the heat's got you.
You just think back a minute, you'll realize that we've all had some serious illness or accident in the recent past.
I had a heart attack. Ellen.
I had a fatal allergic reaction to a rabies shot. Reverend Fellows drowned. The Dugans had an accident on the way to the airport.
For crying out loud, I told you already. I've never been sick. I've never had any accidents.
Neither have I. I mean, who can afford to be sick with a husband and 3 children to take care of?
There you go.
Wait a minute, Al. You said you were a sound sleeper, right?
Am, buddy, am.
What about you, Annette?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm a light sleeper. I usually have to take a pill.
Did you take any pills the night before you flew down here?
Well, yes, I was very excited.
Did you take any more than usual?
No. No, I didn't. Though...
Yes?
Well, I took a different kind of pill. Alan said it was a bit stronger.
There, you see.
All right, come on. That's enough of that.
And wait a minute. Well, it is a little strange that each of us got a brochure that said something different about this place.
Well, I never got a brochure, sweetie. So there you go.
What about the luggage? Anyone wonder about that? Only the Dugans brought luggage. They were the only ones packed for a trip. The rest of us brought overnight cases like you take to a hospital, or like Reverend Fellows who drowned. He had just a beach bag.
What was in your case, Annette?
I had a change of clothes. A silver gown and a pair of silver shoes.
Fellows.
Hawkshaw, the detective here.
When you send a woman's body to the undertaker, what do you usually send along with it? Her prettiest gown and shoes, right?
No, that's all right.
No, I just remembered. I remembered that Alan gave me those pills. He got them for me.
Look, you two are scaring this lady to death.
Why would he give me those pills?
Look, he went with Jeanette before we met, but there hasn't been anything since then. No. No.
Look, the lady just got over a very bad upset. Excuse me. This sort of foolishness is gone far enough, Woodruff.
We're not trying to hurt anyone. We're just trying to face the facts.
Up the toboggan with your lousy facts. You want to face facts? Okay. If Miss Vick's body is gone, then the Indians took it, just like they took the food.
Why would they take the body? They were afraid of it.
How do you know? You an Indian?
You don't think it's a bit strange how you wandered onto the wrong airplane?
Honey, I had a lot on my mind.
Still, you were expected. Your name was on the list.
I don't care if my name is on 50 lists. You trying to tell me I don't know if I'm dead or alive? Oh, cut out the baloney.
How would you know? You never died before.
Oh, boy.
Alan? Please. Don't do that. Don't, you see, because if what you say is true,
It means that, Alan killed me.
This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Welcome back to Creature Features. We're still watching Haunts of the Very Rich. You know, they lost. The body went missing of that lady who dropped dead in the restaurant.
Perhaps they shouldn't store bodies in the wine cellar.
No, well, what if it's a vintage body?
Right. How does one ascertain this?
Well, they're aging it. Yeah, it's just something a zombie might do, right? Zombie wants to, like, cure the meat.
As you wish.
I don't know. Anyways, how are you doing, Mr. Livingston? We seldom get a chance to chat.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Why?
Because why am I sitting here?
Because we have no guest tonight. So right now, you are the guest, and she's the bubble machine.
But I have work to do.
If she sat here, she would say nothing, and you would stand there and not know how to blow the bubbles. So...
I don't blow bubbles.
I've made an appropriate choice, obviously. Right? So what's new? How are things around the household?
Things are okay.
Are the staff treating you well?
I treat the staff well.
Right. Well, I would hope they treat you well as well.
But I'm getting tired of rushing Andrew to the hospital.
Well, talk to her about that. And I already spoke to him. If he would not tease her all the time, he would be injured less, right? See? You know, she's just an ingenue. She's a young lady. She does not know better, and she needs to take, you know, lessons.
She is a terrorist.
She's not a terrorist. She's not bad. She's simply misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
You're such a pessimist. You know, it's nice when the bill collectors come by, but it's not so great for everything else. Ooh, what do you say we get back to this film, Mr. Livingston?
Please.
All right, let's find out how this thing ends. We're going to see you on the tail end of the credits. Don't go away.
Seacrest.
It can't be, can it? I mean, it's too soon.
We'll see.
How'd you hear about us? Did you finally
I heard the
get
call.
some word?
Man, if they've been worried about you, is everybody okay? Hey, can you get us out of here? No, it wouldn't be safe. The plane's already overweight. I heard your Mayday call, and I got here as fast as I could to see if you're all right and what you need.
Hey, listen, son. I'll pay you $1,000. $1,000 to fly me to Texas.
I'd like to, sir, but I can't take the chance.
Can you at least tell us where we are?
Well, I'm not sure exactly.
Could you get me to Managua? You know, someplace I can get a commercial flight.
It wouldn't be safe. But I'll tell them you're all okay, and there'll be a plane in here tomorrow morning, okay? Now, are there any sick or wounded? I'll ask for a litter.
Just get us out of here. That's all. That's all we need.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We certainly appreciate your help.
Right, I'm glad I could do it.
Oh, thank God. I almost believed we were dead.
You all feel better, huh?
I think I owe everybody an apology. I think I must have been a little insane. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, too. But we were both so convinced.
What's the matter? We're safe now.
No, we're not. He's dead.
What?
He's dead. Do you know who that was? It was Johnny Delmonico. I've seen him 100 times. I know it's him, and he's dead. Remember? On our way to the airport, we heard on the radio that he died in a plane crash.
Oh, boy. Here we go again.
Well, our flat is Johnny Delmonico. There won't be any plane tomorrow. There won't be any rescue. Well, that's it. That's it. That's the end of the fuel.
Just have to filter the water as best we can and drink it as it is. I guess it can't hurt us very much, considering that we're...
Oh, Dave. It's so awful. Every day some new torment. I pray for it to end somehow. And then I stop thinking I'll have to give you up.
I'll drink to that.
Did you find a way out of here, Reverend?
There is no way out of here, Mr. Hunziker.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes. Unfortunately.
The Indians, what about them?
The Quivela. They are an undersized and incredibly dirty tribe who bury their defective young alive. I participated in their peyote ceremony. From that point on, the whole experience was unspeakable.
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing at all happened. No visions and no dreams and just nothing. There was vast, empty space that no sounds and no sights and no smells. It was terrifying. I lost even the sense of my own body. And when I came to myself, I was alone. There was no one there, and there were no Indians and no camp. Just nothing.
I know. We've discovered that. We're all dead, aren't we?
Dead? No. I don't think so. I wish it were so.
Good man, Reverend.
We're dead. And we're in hell.
Hell? Why should we be in hell? Are we any worse than anyone else? No, I don't think so. We are people. Just people like any other people. We have our good, we have our bad, and I don't think we should be singled out for punishment.
Go on. Keep it up. That's what I like to hear.
We are all very much alive. It only seems like hell because we have all lost our illusions. I've lost my faith. I've lost my cynicism. The Dubins have lost their young love. Mrs. Larrier has lost her illusion of domestic bliss.
Well, I haven't lost anything. I never gave in to these crackpots for a minute. Ask them.
I would say that you had lost a great deal, Mr. Hunziker. Your Dallas deal. Your dream of success. Hasn't it occurred to you by now that it was your partner who probably arranged this detour away from your destination and that by now your company is probably safely in his hands?
You're nuts. That stuff you drank must have softened your brain.
You think about it, Mr. Hunziker, because it's all gone. Just nothing.
Ellen and I. We'd found something.
No. You've only perpetuated something.
I don't follow you.
You and Ellen are happy because you still have your dreams. Love is the most persistent of dreams. Till something comes along to shatter it.
Our love isn't a dream.
How very lucky you are, then.
Hairstyling for the show was provided by Restoration Hair in Santa Rosa. Guests of the show stay at Hotel E on Courthouse Square in Santa Rosa.
I guess I might as well have some of their water now.
Are you sure?
I didn't tell you before. I kept on saying I never had an accident. I was never unconscious. I almost believed it myself. Before I left for Texas, my partner gave a birthday party for his wife. I got clutched. I fell down some stairs and passed out.
You see? We'd all rather believe ourselves dead than face the prospect of life without dreams. That's the true hell, you know. Life without dreams makes it bearable.
Thank heavens you're all right. Of course, the secret is out now. You're in all the papers. Everyone knows about the portals of Eden, but it couldn't be kept a secret forever. This is our pilot, Roger Harris.
That storm you had? That was Hurricane Clear. The whole coast was hit. For 4 days, we haven't had anything in the air. Thank God that kid pilot got through to us, though, and let us know that you're all okay.
But what took you so long? He said there'd be a plane the next day.
All the landing strips everywhere were destroyed like ours, so the few amphibians around here were in constant demand. Harris has been flying around the clock.
I'm sorry I couldn't get here any sooner, but I had to get into an awful lot of other people who are much worse off than you were. You're lucky you're alive.
Alive. What a lovely word.
Well, let's get out of here.
Yeah, hold it. First we have to refuel and then unload some supplies.
Why don't you take a few minutes to freshen up and collect your belongings? We should be ready to leave just about the time you are.
Good idea.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, move it. I got a plane to catch.
What's the trouble, Reverend? Don't you want to go home?
Yes, I do. The hell of it is, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get there.
Darling, I'm not even going to go home. As soon as we arrive, I'm going to call my lawyer and tell him to start the divorce proceedings right away.
It is heaven after all.
Come on, sweetheart, let's go. I always knew you'd renege. Boy, you rich kid. You always get everything put right into your lap. Renege, yeah, renege.
Listen, buddy, when we have proof...
Proof, man, what? You were born a Welsh, you're going to die a Welsh.
Oh, my God, no.
Hold on now. Hold on. Come on, come on. What happened to the plane? Where is the plane?
The plane? Oh, an emergency down the line. Capsized boat. 20 or so people aboard. Harris will be back tomorrow.
Oh. Well, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear any plane take off.
Oh, it's happening.
No, sweetheart. It's nothing. Darling, it's going to be all right.
That's what they do. They give you hope, then they take it away. That's the torment. You never really know.
He said that Harris was going to be here tomorrow.
No, it'll never happen.
Yes, it will, darling. It will.
I came on the plane from Mr. Seacrest. I had to come, David. I couldn't live without you, David. Darling, I love you. David, I don't care what you've done. I'll forgive you anything, David. Darling, David. David, I love you. You're my whole life, David. I can't live without you. David, stop. There's nowhere to go.
Never fails. Every time I've been cheated or welched on an offended, it's been some stinking rich kid.
Get off my back! I don't care about your problem.
I just want to go home. I just want to go home to Alan. That's all. Stop it! I don't want to be touched.
I'm not touching you. I bumped into you.
The resurrection of thy spirit make me cry out.
I'm not supposed to have you push you.
The agony of my
No, you see, that's why I'm here. I'm not supposed to have any push.
tear from me the anguish of my soul deprived of thy presence, rend from me thy
Alan,
relieve me of my iniquity, extract my disbelief, and swallow up the fruits of my corruption and my disbelief. My disbelief.
Go to hell.
And so ends Haunts of the Very Rich. You know, poor Lloyd Bridges is going to have to spend eternity with his estranged wife now. No, that's terrible. But you know what's interesting? I just found out from Tom, our director, that Lloyd Bridges was raised in Petaluma, right down the road from us. It's like, what, 20 miles?
Approximately.
Petaluma, Lloyd Bridges. I never knew this. It's news to me. And then I wonder if were the Bridges spawn there, the sons, Jeff and Bo. No, they were not spawned there. All right. Yeah, you don't grow people like that in Sonoma County. You grow them in Los Angeles. Right? No, I think that's the way it works, right? Yeah, he's not a very good guest. I think next time I'm going to put Andrew back in the seat and have you...
Please, feel free.
You know, I need your help doing the show. I mean, you know, she participates, right?
She does indeed.
All right. Anyways, that wraps up for tonight. You know, next week I'm going to have a guest. I'm not entirely sure who yet, but it won't be any of these ninnies. That would be for sure. And I think we'll have maybe a better film. That I don't know either. But you never know, right? Right?
Right.
Right. All right. So thank you, Mr. Livingston, for being our guest tonight. And Andrew and Tangella. As far as you guys go, thank you so much for staying up and watching our show. We know you could be watching Saturday Night Live or some better program, but instead you stayed and watched us, and we love you for that. So remember that next week when you come back. See you next time. So, Livingston, what's next on your agenda for household duties?
Signing her up for finishing school.